Hey Sid, how you doing? So, here's the Toki Zara. It's all cleaned up. Look at the beautiful look at the beautiful red text on it. I don't know if you can really see that. Ugh, stop it. See the red text on this on the winding bridge? Isn't that cool? It cleaned up pretty well. Here are the numbers. I mean, nothing like a service to make things better. It had a catastrophic failure of a couple parts, but overall the movement wasn't terribly worn. And I mean, obviously we're getting decent numbers out of it, so I'm pretty happy, and you should be too. There, you can see the red text on it. It's one of the things I love about the JDM watches is they took the time to put this red text in there. I don't have the bracelet on it because it's easier to do this kind of stuff without that on there. Hang on. Okay, you had requested just a little video to talk about numbers and things, and I like doing that, especially for customers that are so far away. Let's close this up. And so I'm happy to make this video for you. Plus we've done so much work together. So, God, there it is. It's beautiful though, isn't it? I mean, it came out really, really, really well. I mean, you clean up a watch and it just shines. And it was nice to begin with. The moment I saw the listing, I was like, that's a great watch. That's a bargain. I would have picked it up myself if I had seen it before you, but you did a good job to pick it up. It definitely needed work. It had to be worked on. The watch had some major issues. Well, major, minor. Major, minor. Hang on. Sort of moving things around. I didn't really stage things properly. It boiled down to a few issues. I don't think I really planned my day out today too well. Let's get this down a little closer, shall we? Maybe that's a little better. Fine. Okay, so I didn't plan my day out as well as I would have liked to have. What was wrong with this watch is it had a few issues. The barrel was bad. It had come apart, and so this is the lower plate. This sits inside that. Would you stop that? That sits inside the movement, just right about in this area, right under there. And it had popped off, and so the mainspring was still contained, but it was sort of spinning around and grinding. It wasn't any good at all. It wasn't going to help us. So that had to be replaced. Thankfully, I had some. The real major problem was this, which is the setting lever with wheel. This is the selector. It goes back and forth underneath the day wheel right here, and the top of it had actually come off. It actually, the wheel had come off. It's right there, and this was like jammed underneath something. And this is the piece that goes with it, and it's warped. So those were the bad parts, and the seals too, of course. But it came out really well. I'm very happy. It's all original aluminum. You should be too. It's really, really sweet. It's got some wear, but it's a nice, honest example. And of course, you have your bracelet here, which is all nice and clean. And I'll put that on before it goes. It shows some wear, but it's good. So let me move these things to one side. We don't need to think about that. Here's your 6306. On the 6306, it was when I went to go change the crystal out, I realized that in fact that the case was indescribably filthy with bad seals and corrosion. This is the kind of stuff I found underneath your bezel. You can't really see that, not that you probably want to, but this is the kind of rusty, filthy junk that was underneath, into the garbage, that was underneath this bezel. So I had to really clean that out really hardcore. And also all of your seals were bad. So you said before that you trust my judgment on what should or should not be done. This watch absolutely needed a case rebuild. The seals were garbage. So now the case is completely clean, surgically clean inside and out, and that's all done. So we don't have to worry about that. All new seals in place. Oh, and that's your new insert. That's your new insert and the new rotating ring. So it's not a new insert. You can see it's got a little bit of markings on it. It's not new old stock, but it's pretty good. So So speaking of new old stock, let me back this thing up. Would you back up?